Welcome back to my channel. My name is YOODOO and I'm a stay-at-home dad currently living in the countryside of Australia with my 3 kids and my wife. And I make my main income as a musician through streaming royalties and getting my songs used in TV shows, movies, and video games. And in today's video, I'm going to share a day of what I spend on a payday in Australia. Typically as a musician, my income varies a lot depending on whether I get a song used on a placement like a TV show, but on average I currently make about $1,000 to $1,500 US dollars purely from streaming royalties like Spotify, Apple Music, and more for my music I make under the name Gremlin. For the past few years, my streaming income has been moderately stable, but my royalties can definitely change a lot depending on a lot of factors like whether I release a new album, or if I frequently play more shows, or if a song gets used on a big TV show or movie. So this month I got paid $1,349 USD for my streaming royalties, which is currently roughly about 2,067 Australian dollars. So I'll be showing you guys what I spend on a day and typically what I do on a day living on a budget. And today I'm starting off the day with recycling some cans to get a bit of cash to pay for some chicken food for our chickens. Whenever I go on a quick grocery run, I try to do as many errands and shops as I can to make it worth the trip to drive. And because I'll be flying to Japan in a few weeks, I need to stock up on a few things including chicken food. This is definitely one of my favorite parts, is seeing how many cans I got and how much money I can get for the cans that I recycled. And after a few quick minutes of loading the cans, I finally got my money. $7 for the chicken food. Each bag is $24, but it's totally worth it to have free-range eggs. Now off to the next shop. Whenever my local grocery shop has $2 week, I pounce on it like I pounce on my Costco samples. I usually try to stock up a lot when they have these deals, but because we're off to Japan in a few weeks, I had to not let myself get carried away with buying more than I can chew. That being said, my favorite part of this deal they have every few months is the chicken mixed pieces for $2 a kilogram, so a big tray is about only 5 or 6 Australian dollars, which is about 3 to 4 US dollars, which is a crazy good deal. Being able to buy cheap groceries for meat and vegetables helps a lot with being budget in Australia, so I can spend more money on other things like traveling and eating out in Japan. All of this only came out to $22 AUD, only $15 USD. And when I came outside, I realized someone keyed my car. Why would anyone have the need to key such an old rundown car like mine? Wow. And when I got in the car, the lights for the petrol turned on. What a great day. I can quickly feel my payday money slip away from my fingers as I think about the things I need to pay for next. To relieve a bit of the stress, I quickly get distracted by an overpriced sausage at Bunnings. These are $3.50. You guys can let me know if it's worth it. All I have to say is that the Costco hot dog is bigger and comes with a fountain drink. But what can I say, I was very desperate. Now that I'm home, I'm going to start to unpack. Every month, our biggest expense is rent and food. We pay roughly $600 a month as rent to live in our little tiny home on my wife's parents' property, which is how I'm able to save enough money to travel once or twice every year to Japan. Because I have my family and friends all overseas, traveling with a family of 5 is the most expensive aspect of our life that I'm constantly trying to save money for. Even though royalties is one of the biggest and consistent ways I make money as a musician, by making YouTube videos and even playing shows live has helped increase my income as a whole. So I'm super grateful for the people who watch my videos and support this channel through Ko-fi, so it's great to be able to make a bit of income on top of my music through sharing videos of my life in between countries as a musician and dad. Even though I'm excited to play more live shows with my wife on drums, I'll be playing a lot of shows for Gremlin, solo especially in Australia, so if you want to come say hi or grab some merch in person, I'll update live shows on my Instagram you can keep up to date with. Now I'm gonna roast my $2 a kilo chickens. Before moving to Australia, I can't remember ever eating roast veggies and meat like many Australians do. The closest thing to a roast style dinner I remember was probably Thanksgiving food, but because I grew up in an Asian family, my Thanksgiving dinner was always a bit Asian. We would always eat everything with rice. And now that I got my chicken salt and peppered, I also got my sweet potatoes on the side. My wife and I always try to include as many vegetables as we can for our kids, and being able to get a lot of cheap vegetables at shops is great when we run out of our own veggies that we grow ourselves. Now I'm going to quickly chop these carrots up and boil them. I usually try to boil the water in a kettle first so we save on gas, thanks to the electricity from the solar panels. Now I'm going to let the carrots cook in the pot for a bit. Even though all the scraps we get from vegetables and bread is given to our chickens for them to eat, being aware of the foods that get eaten versus the foods that always get left uneaten has made it a goal for us to take it into account when buying our groceries to make sure we're not too wasteful when buying food. Luckily, our family loved to eat roast chicken and vegetables, so this was a meal I definitely knew it was worth buying anytime I see it on sale at the shops. While I wait for the food to cook in the oven, I'm going to spend a bit of time with my little girl who loves watching the chickens, and recently she's always reaches her hands out to touch them.
Yeah. Is it nice? Yeah.
Now I got a platter of meat and vegetables for my 2 little boys. And for the biggest boy, myself, here is my plate, and it only costs $2 to $3 a plate. So now I'm going to eat away before I start on some other jobs. So today for the first time, I'm using my new Apple laptop that I purchased for this YouTube channel that cost me about 1,000 Australian dollars, which is a big purchase because I've been using a broken laptop for the past year after my little boy closed my laptop with a drumstick on the table, so it cracked my screen, and I was quoted about $800 to $900 to fix my MacBook Pro 16-inch laptop. Even though it was only 2 years old, I didn't get the Apple Care, so I had to pay out of pocket. So because I was going to Japan and needed to edit videos while in Japan, I needed a laptop that I can bring with me. So as an investment for this channel and for my music, I decided to just pay $1,000 for a new MacBook Air instead of fixing my other one for $800 to $900. Because my laptop is a way that I make my income through editing videos to recording music, this was definitely something I wanted to save up to buy so I can keep making videos while traveling for all the people who can watch my videos. And now I'm just going to finish off my computer work by answering emails and on to the next job. Even though I always get excited during paydays while living in Australia, it always feels like the money disappears right away because of things that need to be bought. And sometimes I feel like I'm on a roll and getting a good amount saved, but then a laptop breaks or our car brakes start screeching more. There's always something that needs to be fixed. So it feels really discouraging sometimes, but spending time with my kids at the moment and being able to see my family and friends in Japan is what makes it worth it and helps me keep going. I also find it pretty helpful setting life goals, whether it be to start a new hobby or to try something new. I actually have no experience of cement work or making pavement with stones, but this was a goal I made to finish before leaving for Japan. Documenting my life has made it possible for me to step outside of my normal self and share a realistic side of my life, both the good and the bad. But the struggles of pursuing a passion like music and creating videos is something that I question every day whether I should keep going. So making goals on this channel is something that I think I should do. My wife and I have always had a goal of buying a house in Japan for the past few years. Ever since 2019, we've been looking for the perfect house in Japan that fits our budget while still having enough money to reform and live in with our 3 kids. Hopefully I can share the journey of buying a house in Japan on this channel, so definitely let me know if that's something you want to see on this channel as well. After a solid few weeks of constant shoveling and bending over to pour cement, I finally finished the pavement and the stones on the property, and this was a little goal I wanted to finish before leaving for Japan, so I was really happy when I finished my job. So now my father-in-law can come in and grout the rest and finish off the job, but thanks for watching to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it, and every one of you guys who comment and share and do everything, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.